Drake, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, KSI, and Logan Paul all have one thing in common. They have all capitalized their fame to establish massive online businesses on Shopify. During Taylor Swift's Eras tour, spending at nearby restaurants and accommodations within a 2.5-mile radius of her concert venues surged by 68% and 47% per day. Such was the frenzy for tickets that sales for the tour crashed Live Nation's website. The tour's demand was so high, she would have needed to perform daily for 3 years straight to meet it. The sheer volume of transactions processed within short time frames when these celebrities dropped their products would overwhelm most standalone e-commerce sites. Yet Shopify managed 58 million requests per minute during Black Friday and Cyber Monday without a hitch. That's why brands like Kim Kardashian Schemes, Kylie Cosmetics, Prime Hydration by Logan Paul and KSI, as well as Drake's and Taylor Swift's merchandise stores, all rely on Shopify's platform. Although having a full roster of global superstars like Tom Brady, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Mr. Beast helps Shopify in their investor presentations, their core group of customers is made up of everyday small and medium businesses. With millions of these businesses currently using Shopify, it's successfully managed to establish itself at the core of America's entrepreneurial spirit. We envision a future where anyone that wants to start a business can, and not all of them will succeed, we know that. But we still want everyone that has the ambition to try it and make Shopify the place to do it. In this episode, we'll explore the business tactics that have propelled Shopify into the second most prominent player in the U.S. e-commerce market, following closely behind Amazon. As customers, we hardly think of what it takes for us to get our orders delivered right outside our doorsteps. Yet, when we venture into starting our own business, certain realities become apparent. You quickly recognize that no one knows about your brand's existence, hence the need for marketing it. You also realize the importance of inventory management and maintaining enough cash flows to cover all your business expenses. The need for fast shipping in a market where customers expect same-day deliveries. Not to mention filing taxes and receiving payments for all your sales. Thinking of how to tackle all these things has probably resulted in the death of millions of businesses before they even started. Shopify was born out of these exact frustrations. 10 years ago, when we tried to sell snowboards online, we found it to be extremely difficult and complex. It was clear to us that there were many places to sell, but no one was focused on building a back office for all of this. To understand how Shopify solves these issues for millions of budding entrepreneurs, we first have to understand how it generates its revenues. Shopify makes its money in two main ways: monthly or yearly subscription fees from businesses using its features, and transaction fees levied for each payment processed on behalf of these businesses. While many businesses merely pay lip service to caring about their customers' success, Shopify stands out for genuinely prioritizing it. This is not because Shopify is run by angels, but rather the reality that Shopify's growth and profitability is entirely dependent on the success of its merchants. Successful merchants tend to remain loyal to Shopify and often upgrade to higher-tier plans as their businesses outgrow the basic features offered in starter plans. Crucially, Shopify's revenue from transaction fees is directly linked to the total sales volumes made by businesses on Shopify. We can see a direct correlation between Shopify's total sales volumes versus their earnings from transaction fees. To ensure businesses are successful, Shopify has launched a barrage of features to help them start, grow, and scale their businesses. Shipping is a logistical nightmare, especially for new businesses. Unexpected shipping costs due to labeling issues or peak season surcharges often occur. Long wait times during peak periods cause delays in delivery, and product returns are just a few things that can go entirely wrong while shipping. In 2015, Shopify launched Shopify Shipping in partnership with UPS and USPS, securing discounted shipping rates for its merchants. With Shopify Shipping, merchants can get up to 88% off USPS retail rates and up to 69% off for UPS domestic rates, significantly reducing their shipping expenses. In 2017, DHL was added as a shipping partner for international sales, contributing to $28 billion in cross-border sales by 2022. All these additions allow businesses to choose from a variety of shipping partners, purchase and print shipping labels for both outgoing and return shipments, and track orders directly through Shopify. In a bid to mirror Amazon, Walmart, and Target, Shopify ventured into last-mile delivery with the launch of Shopify Fulfillment in 2019. The company made significant acquisitions to boost its capabilities in fulfillment, beginning with the purchase of 6 River Systems for $450 million. This strategic move brought on board a seasoned team with extensive experience in fulfillment software and robotics, including leaders from Amazon Robotics. Following this, Shopify made a substantial $2.1 billion acquisition of Deliverr in July 2022, transitioning from an asset-light model relying on third-party fulfillment warehouses to establishing its independent warehouses. Additionally, Shopify announced plans to invest $5 billion over the next 5 years, with a primary focus on buying or building fulfillment centers to facilitate 2-day delivery to 90% of the U.S. Although all these were all bold expansion moves, they would affect Shopify's profitability and significantly add to its operating expenses. Fulfillment would also take away focus from their international expansion. Not worth it for a vertical they lacked experience in. In 2023, Shopify sold off its logistics business to Flexport and partnered with them, becoming their official logistics provider. A move I honestly think was better, since it would allow Shopify to do what it does best: building the best e-commerce software. To scale, every business regardless of its size needs outside capital. For instance, Shopify often floats its stocks on the stock market to raise funds for its growth. In 2021, Shopify raised $1.5 billion, $2.5 billion in 2020 and $688 million in 2019. Unlike Shopify, small and medium businesses do not have this luxury. Making matters worse, the funding environment for SMBs, especially retail-driven ones, is currently broken. Retail businesses can no longer rely on venture capital firms who now expect outlandish 1000x returns after the tech revolution. Most of them have no appetite for funding retail businesses with great growth prospects. On the other hand, banks have unfortunately failed to build strong data underwriting processes which would allow them to extend lines of credits to young retail businesses. Fortunately, Shopify collects all the sales and cash flow data for businesses on its platform, giving it a significant advantage in gauging loan amounts and default risks. Capitalizing on this, Shopify launched Shopify Capital in the U.S. in 2016. By the end of the year, Shopify had provided loans totaling $35 million. Since Shopify does not disclose the total loan amounts extended to its merchants annually, we can look at the outstanding payments recorded in their cash flow statements to get an idea of just how popular these loans are. By 2021, Shopify had $235 million in outstanding debt, and by 2023 the cumulative loan amount disbursed by Shopify had reached an impressive $4 billion. The impact of Shopify Capital on businesses is undeniable, with a remarkable repeat renewal rate of 70%.
Shopify Capital was crucial because I have to manage the cash flow and make sure that we don't run out of money before we have product to sell. I'll take the Shopify loan and funding's in my account in 2 to 3 days.
In a world where people spend more time on digital platforms like Instagram and TikTok, it's a no-brainer for businesses to have footprints in these channels. This trend was accelerated in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, as consumers turned to online channels for shopping. The problem evolved from needing a website to sell things on to needing a platform that would handle all sales from the different channels. To help merchants attract, manage, and convert customers on these channels, Shopify has developed and integrated its platform into Instagram's 2 billion users, TikTok's 1 billion users, eBay's 100 million, Amazon's 300 million, Pinterest's 520 million, and Facebook's 3 billion active users. On the consumer side, Shopify launched Shopify Payments in 2013 and has since introduced several features to improve customer conversion rates, including Apple and Google Pay, one-page checkouts, and Shopify Pay. Due to its speed and ease of use, Shopify Pay is currently the best converting accelerated checkout with 150 million buyers signed in. It facilitated $127 billion in total sales volumes in 2023. Following Klarna's, Affirm's, and Afterpay's huge success in transforming how customers shop, Shopify unveiled Shopify Pay Installments in 2021, and within just 6 months of its launch, it emerged as the largest installment provider for Shopify merchants. Since then, it's become a high-margin revenue source for Shopify with little downsides since the loans are insured, and it also sells them to the stock market as securities. further enhancing its cash flows. Like all subscription companies, Shopify is plagued with customer churn. It therefore has to consistently replace and retain these businesses. To acquire new SMBs for their lower price plans, Shopify uses a mix of marketing tactics that include content marketing through its blog and YouTube channel, organic and paid search, social media marketing, and the use of affiliates. However, acquiring large enterprises for their more expensive Advanced and Plus subscription plans is a different matter entirely. Acquiring them is extremely important since they contribute to 30% of Shopify's subscription revenues and 50% of Shopify's $500 billion GMV due to their scale and impressive sales volumes. Securing large enterprise clients such as Nestle, Unilever, Nike, Boeing, Black & Decker, and Mattel is more about cultivating relationships than traditional marketing tactics. Most of these companies already rely on legacy e-commerce systems such as Adobe Commerce and Demandware, making it extremely hard to persuade them to transition to Shopify Plus due to the complexities these systems have accumulated over the years. To address this, Shopify started a partnership program designed specifically for Plus subscriptions and partnered with leading consultancy firms like KPMG, Deloitte, Cognizant, Accenture, Ernst & Young, and IBM Consulting. These firms have established relationships with enterprise clients, possess a deep understanding of their brands, and most importantly, they may have been involved in building their legacy systems, earning their trust. It's therefore much easier for IBM Consulting, for example, to convince its enterprise clients to switch to Shopify Plus and use Shopify's APIs to do the kind of custom integrations it would need for Shopify to work well with its accounting and ERP systems. Also, the inbuilt complexity of these legacy systems and familiarity towards them makes enterprise companies weary of completely switching over to new untested platforms since any hiccups would result in the loss of millions of dollars. To address this reluctance, Shopify launched Commerce Components. Enterprise companies could now use specific features within Shopify's ecosystem and ignore everything else. If a company wanted to implement Shopify Pay specifically, it now could. This would get Shopify in the door to start these valuable relationships and potentially pave the way for a complete transition to Shopify Plus. Moreover, recognizing that most retail enterprises primarily operate offline, Shopify ramped up the development and distribution of its point-of-sales POS platform and deployed a team of sales reps who onboarded these companies nationwide. For instance, Pepper Palace migrated 40 of its retail locations to Shopify POS in 2019, and Aviator Nation brought its 18 retail stores onto the platform as well. All these efforts have resulted in Shopify gaining more than 12,000 enterprise clients by 2021. Acquiring new businesses is just one aspect of Shopify's subscription business. Long-term success depends on retaining these businesses over time. While Netflix needs to consistently build a catalog of entertaining TV shows and movies to keep subscribers paying for its platform, Shopify has to provide its merchants with a wide range of apps they can use to boost their revenues and manage their businesses. To achieve this, Shopify has built an app marketplace similar to the App Store where software developers can create apps for businesses and earn from their apps. Every application merchants integrate to their online stores makes them more reliant on Shopify, in turn increasing Shopify's retention rates. While Shopify develops core features internally, it cannot develop every niche functionality that merchants need to run their stores successfully. This has caused Shopify to forge a strong relationship with app developers. Through this partnership, developers gain access to a marketplace with millions of potential businesses willing to pay for their apps, with some even building multimillion-dollar businesses. By 2023, Shopify's App Store boasted over 13,000 apps, with payouts totaling $729 million to developers. In return, Shopify gains a loyal base of merchants reliant on its app ecosystem. This mutually beneficial relationship is so important to Shopify's overall retention strategy that in 2021, Shopify eliminated revenue sharing on the first million of app and theme earnings annually, incentivizing developers to create apps exclusively for Shopify. Although all these strategies have made Shopify the leading e-commerce website builder in America, with a market share of 23%, it's still in its high growth phase and striving to catch up to WooCommerce globally. WooCommerce commands a 39% global market share versus Shopify's 10%. However, both are positioned differently. Shopify is positioned as a user-friendly no-code solution for entrepreneurs to quickly build e-commerce websites, while WooCommerce, being a WordPress plugin, requires coding skills. It will be intriguing to see how this competition evolves over the coming years. Will Shopify's mass market positioning win over WooCommerce's niching down approach? If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe for weekly deep dives into the business playbooks of modern brands and help me reach 100 subscribers. Thank you.